When you begin to realize that, my goodness, I may have been living my whole life in suffering, and I didn't even know that I was suffering because it just felt like me.
95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all. Because if you study statistics, 95% of the people live their entire life and never live the way they want to live.
Nowadays, that word has become unfashionable, and psychologists tend instead to use the word drives, and to speak of the need for food as a drive, the need for survival or for sex as drives. And that's a very significant word because it's brought out, isn't it, by people who feel driven.
We can have intellectual buddies, friends, maybe even intellectual lovers in a certain sense. But there's draw towards closeness and intimacy. It's a way of trying to heal that alienation. What's problematic is because then we feel alienated, because we've bought into, we've believed that we are defined by the contours of our skin.
I started out wanting to earn a lot of money. I figured if I had enough money, I was going to cure all my problems. I found that that wasn't true. I earned a fair amount of problems or money, and I seemed to have more problems. After, working at this for a few years, I decided that, the real answer is get to know yourself a little better.
Okay. The moment you start detaching from those programs and you begin to free yourself from the past and change your energy, that's when your life should begin to change.
I must say personally, if I feel hungry, I don't feel driven. Also, if I feel lusty, I don't feel driven. Because I don't say, oh, excuse me, but I have to eat. Or excuse me, but I need to fulfill my sexual urges, my biological impulses. I say, hooray, I identify myself with my drives. They're me. And I don't take a passive attitude towards them and apologize for them.
Well, the first thing you do is sit down and decide what you want. If it's money you want, how much money?
Lots of money.
Well, nobody knows how much lots is. Okay. So you've got to be specific. Okay. You write down on a card exactly what you want. And you carry that card around and read it often. Now, it may be fantasy at first. It might even appear to us as being a lie.
So our thoughts control our actions?
Oh, there's no question about it. No, our thoughts control our feelings.
Okay.
Our feelings control our actions.
Right. And we control our thoughts.
Absolutely.
Or we can control our thoughts.
We can control our thoughts.
I invite you to join a community of people that are doing the supernatural. And in order for you to become supernatural, you may have to start doing what feels unnatural. And if you keep doing what feels unnatural over and over again, sooner or later you'll become supernatural.